Okay, welcome to Unit 3. So I am on 3.0. Number 1, the first thing I do is I put in a main idea line. The very angry god of the forge was rejected. So I am looking for my subject and my verb. Verbs are often easier for me to find, so I see the action rejected. I then look for anything that moves me on the timeline, puts me in the past, future, present, or changes how likely it is, a word like should or might. I see there's a word that puts me in the past, and that is was. So that is my verb, was rejected. I then look for who it was that was rejected, and the answer is God. So I had a God was rejected. That is my main idea. Now I'm going to go through and look at each one of the words that's not yet on my diagram. The. Now, the is describing God. So 45-degree line. It's the first word of the sentence. So the. Very. It's not a very God, so that doesn't work. I'm not sure where to put it yet. I skip it. Angry. Okay, that's an angry God. So angry. Now, wait a minute, very angry. Very doesn't describe God, but it does describe how angry they are. Now, because it's a dangly, it's on this 45-degree slant. And because it describes angry, it's under angry. But if things are related, they have to connect. So I put the connector in. So, the very angry God. My next word, of. What does of describe? Nothing. Nothing. It doesn't describe anything. But it is a relationship word. It indicates that one thing is a part of another or it's owned by another. So I am looking, because this is a relationship word, that means it is a preposition. Prepositions are relationships. And that's a prepositional phrase. So I'm looking for the noun that finishes it. Of the. The is not a noun. Forge. Yep, there we go. So, of the forge is the entire prepositional phrase. So, where does it go? Is it an of the forge God, or is it an of the forge rejection? Well, it's an of the forge God. So, I know it's describing God, so I am going to have an angle bracket. Prepositional phrases are always on angle brackets under God. On the slant, I put the preposition. That's the word that creates the relationship between God and the noun forge. One belongs to or is part of the other. And then I've got the word the, and the is describing forge. So I put it there. So, double checking I have everything. The very angry God of the forge was rejected. Bingo. Next, the beautiful goddess of love had been cheating. So, start where I always do. Let me put in a main idea line. I am looking for the verb. Well, the action is cheating. I now look for anything that affects my timeline, puts it into, I don't know, maybe the past? Yes, had been. Okay, so that is going to be my verb side. What is my subject side? Who is it that's cheating? Goddess. That's my main idea. Now I start placing my danglies. The word the, well, clearly that's goddess. First word of the sentence, capitalize it. Beautiful. Well, clearly that's goddess. Of. Again, relationship word. It describes nothing by itself. That is a prepositional phrase. I need the whole phrase. What is it of? Well, it's immediately followed by a noun. Love. So, of love. That now, is it an of love goddess or is it an of love cheating? Well, that's goddess. Angle bracket, relationship word, the preposition, and the noun. Done. Okay. Was the god of chaotic war involved? So the god of chaotic war, that would have been Aries. Was he involved in the goddess of love cheating? Well, he did tend to sleep around a lot. Okay, so looking for action. Involved. I am looking for, is there anything that affects the timeline? There is something that puts it into the past. But when I'm talking about a question in English, the verb is often split in half and the helping verb is put up front. So was is my helping verb. Because it's the first word of the sentence, I capitalize it. Now I look for the noun. Who is it that was involved? Well, it's not war that's involved. It's God. Okay, now I have my other words. Was, the. Okay, where's the go? That's clearly describing God. Of. Once again, of is not describing anything. It is part of a prepositional phrase. If you have a relationship word, stop and figure out the entire phrase. So phrase is always going to end with a noun. Chaotic. Nope, that's a description. War. Yep. That's my noun that ends it. And chaotic is in the middle. So because this is a prepositional phrase, I have to decide, what does this whole phrase describe? Does it describe the God or does it describe the involvement? Well, it describes the God. So if it is going to go under God, I start by putting my angle bracket in. Relationship word goes on the angle. Noun goes on the flat, and that leaves me the word chaotic. Well, chaotic is describing what kind of war. Because, of course, if you're talking about just war, that would be Athena. But chaotic war, that is all Aries. Okay, done. Okay, did the love of beautiful Aphrodite fail? Okay, again, main idea line. Oops, got to get my pen, sorry. What is the action? Well, the action is fail. Do I have any helping verbs? This is a question, so where do you look for helping verbs? Yep. Did is a helping verb. Did affects your timeline by saying it absolutely did happen in the timeline. Versus something like should, which says, it might not have actually happened. So that is my helping verb, did fail. What is it that did fail? Some people are putting Aphrodite did fail. No, because Aphrodite has one word in front of it, and that is of. Of is a relationship word. Beautiful. And then the noun is Aphrodite. If you have a relationship word, of, and then a noun, that is a prepositional phrase. It is by definition a dangly, which means this cannot be the subject. So if I'm looking for subject, take out the beautiful Aphrodite and you're left with love. So that leaves me it's going to be love. We already said of beautiful Aphrodite is a phrase. Is it describing love or the failure? Well, it's describing the love, which means I need prepositional phrase angle bracket. The relationship word goes on the angle. The noun goes on the flat, and you can see this is the first word and the last word in the phrase. And then beautiful is describing Aphrodite. Although I need to do a little erasing because I be running out of room. There we go. Okay, so if on the test you had this sentence and they said, what is the subject? You would give one word and one word only, and that is love. If they said, what is the verb? You would give them this entire phrase. If they said, what does the preposition of dangle under? You would say, well, that dangles under love. If they said, what is the preposition that matches Aphrodite? Well, again, you would say Of, because these two words are working together. So the questions that you're going to be asked are always about, do you understand what the diagram should look like? Let's do the last one. All of the gods laughed. Main idea line. What is the action? Laughed. Do I have anything that adds to my timeline? Well, this time I actually don't. So laughed is all by itself. Now, if I look at the sentence, I notice that I have of, which is my most common preposition in English, which means I have to have a prepositional phrase. I'm looking for the noun that comes right after of. So the, not a noun, gods, yep. Starts with a preposition, ends with a noun, and of course the is in the middle. That means this is a preposition. It cannot be my subject. Prepositions by definition are dangly. So what does that leave me with? All. All laughed. Now, preposition, does of the gods describe all, or does it describe the laughter? Well, it describes all. All of what? All of the gods. So put my prepositional phrase bracket under the word it describes, relationship word, noun, any descriptors of the noun. Of the gods, there you go. So hopefully this helped. If not, you can go on to the next video.